So I'm gonna be here for a really long time. So all that sound deadening, if it wasn't cold enough when you hit it, it would not break off in one piece. So look at all this shit. Like, it's all there. There's so much of it. So now, it'll take a long process, but I'm gonna get at it. Picking up all the big stuff before I vacuum it. So here's the update. Got all that. Working on this now. You can see all that. There's still a chunk there. Jesus Christ. And this is why I'm painting this thing. It's frickin' rusting. So I have to literally get this painted before I can put my motor in. So that's what I'm working on. Okay, here's the update. Throwing dirt and that sound deadening everywhere, but getting a smooth surface. That stuff gets hot and kind of spreads around, but I still think paint will stick to it. I might do a acetone and try to get it down a little bit better, but when paint goes over this, it's gonna look a lot better than this, like, let's see, this bumpy, terrible looking shit. So if I painted the interior and left all this, it would look so bad. It's not even funny. So it's kind of going quick. I don't know, probably took me 10-15 minutes to do this area. Probably got to vacuum, take the battery out so I can get underneath it over there, and then the front half of the car. I still got to get the wiring out to do the tubs, front half of the tubs. Yeah, this is a long process. More progress. When I was doing this right here, I didn't know the longer you waited, the better it worked. So I was getting impatient and trying to hammer it off when it was cold, but not cold enough, and it made a huge mess. Like this is under the driver's seat, so I don't know if I'll care as much as I do up there. But yeah, it's just so much work. More progress. Over there, done. There. Done. 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 Now I'm doing this part. I gotta do up there next. As you can tell, it's nighttime now. But I got shiny floors. I still have to do that corner. Look at all the crappy dust, rubber dust that is everywhere. Today's Friday, so I'm gonna work on my clutch tomorrow because there's a hydraulic throwout bearing that I need to figure out how to install correctly. But I want to paint this weekend. The same color as this. So we've been prepping all for the last like 3 days. It's crazy. And now we're racing the sun because it's about to set. We're spraying this outside. Super sketchy, super ghetto. We have a mini trailer mass, so we don't get overspray on it. But check this out. Plastic on the wires. We wrapped in tin foil, and then we used wires to hang it so it wouldn't sit. But we got all the sound deadening off. Like where the gray is where sound deadening was. The car, we got trash bags over doors. Engine bays wrapped. Ran out of plastic, used a tarp. Another trash bag over the door. Not doing jams. But yeah. So it's next weekend and we're reusing the same gun, but I got a little swivel attachment so it's not so freaking long, because I was going in here and then it was this tall, and then the hose would go straight down and I'd always hit the cage. I couldn't get in small nooks and crannies, hit the cage like that. And in here, like, look how big this gun is compared to this area. I could not spray in there. But this is just primer, and we're gonna do a couple coats of the actual paint to see what it looks like. But it came out good for painting half of it in the complete dark. But now we're inside, and we're actually heating the garage. It's a little bit more professional, but still very ghetto. So here's the setup. Like I said, we're not spraying outside, we're spraying inside. Garbage bag over the door, garbage bag's cut in half to seal. Precious 1J is being protected. It's freaking cold outside and cold here, so we're trying to hotbox this garage and hotbox the interior, which is sketchy because it's plastic. But it's been like that for 15 minutes, and it's actually packing hot air into here. I don't know, it's just, everything we do is so ghetto, but if it works, is it ghetto? So after this is painted, we can throw the interior back in and actually get the 1J running, which is the goal. You can see the oil cooler lines coming out. We still need to trim those and mount the oil cooler. Yeah. So there's our shitty contraption, but I wish you guys could feel the heat coming out of the door right here. It's literally like we're standing next to that. It's literally hotboxing the interior so well. You can feel the air, the hot air right here. Crazy. I don't think this is even ghetto, this is genius. Got the wiring harness wrapped in tinfoil and used wire to hold it up so it wouldn't touch anything. Way easier than just pulling it out. And it's not a show car, so. Just wrapped the entire steering column. Packed a shit ton of tin foil and plastic and tape around the fuse box to make sure nothing got around that. Taped the holes on the firewall. Dude, that's probably good. It's getting fucking off. I think we should turn it off. These are shitty safety glasses, but last time I did the primer, all of my eyelashes were painted white. So here's the before of these. Scratched, but no paint on them. Let's see how much paint I can get on these. Well, that's a wrap. I don't recommend painting interiors or cages because you have your face mask on, but then when you breathe, air gets past here, and then you're spraying up here, and then all of your eyelashes just get totaled. You blink, and since there's paint on them, they stick together. It's just ridiculous. But I'm never painting a cage ever again, but here it is. Probably can't even tell the difference between primer and gloss white, but it's gloss white now. Same color as the engine bay, and soon to be same color as the outside. Yeah. There's some gloss. It is so hard to paint all the way around, like all the way around each bar. Like it's hard to get, like the gun physically can't get in that corner. So it's like either leave it or get a can of spray paint, sneak in there. Well, it's the next day and it dried. When it dries, it's super glossy. Looks so good. Oh, I love it. Man. Wow, it's gonna look so good. Look at that. Fuse box. No overspray. Didn't even take it out. Just shoved a bunch of tinfoil in there and it's beautiful. All these delicious wires. It took us all day to do all this masking, and it takes like 5 minutes to get it all off. Okay, so before we put the knee bar, dash bar, or whatever it's called, trying to mount this heater core, we drilled 2 holes. You can see them right there. Or 4 holes. There, 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 and there. And this lines up pretty good. I did get the install kit, but I don't think I'll need it. And this is kind of outside of right in that square thingy. So I taped it, blocked it off, and so I'm just gonna have hot air come up through here. And it's gonna go straight up into the factory vent system and go out. Those, I'm using my finger, it's funny. Those are for like the dash vents to go towards you, which I just blocked those off a long time ago. So all I care about is defogging the windshield. So yeah, block that off, only using one. So it turns out I did use a little bit just to connect there to there, and like I said, that one's blocked off. Still need to tighten those, but that's where it's gonna rest. So I just ran the heater core lines. I'm going through the factory AC location instead of right here because that's super tight to the motor. And this way I won't have any kinks. It goes like that. Comes through right there. A nice 90 degree. Come back behind the motor and then another 90 degree. So nice and hidden, you can't even see it. So it's been like, I don't know, 4 or 5 weekends since I even filmed anything. And it's just a lot of tedious work. I'll kind of give you an update of everything I've done. You know, car's all painted, got the battery in, got the dash in, transmission in. I got this sweet distribution block that everything that's gonna be powered right here. Like my heater core that's back there that you can't see. Everything's deleted. I mounted the ECU up in the air, right there. No water, it's not gonna be bouncing on the floor. I'm gonna have gauges, 3 gauges here, 3 gauges there. Still have to wire those, I'm getting close. There's the relay for it, still got a zip tie. Gotta find a ground for all the grounding. Things under the dash. Gotta mount the seat. Gotta put the e-brake back in. Motor's in, exhaust is in, but it doesn't fit really. These are like too far back. So, actually too far forward. Because when I mount it up, there's like this big of a gap that I just can't close. So I'm either gonna cut and weld that or put blast pipes on or something else. There's still metal shavings, so it looks like crap, but oil cooler setup. It's mounted there, and then so it wouldn't rub on the chassis. I zip ties a hose, so it can rest on the hose instead of the floor or the chassis. Oil cooler's mounted. Core support's painted. What else? Intercooler's mocked up. Bled the clutch a little bit. But yeah. Now